otherwise unfaithful. To them, they like to argue that humans should reproduce as stated in Genesis, and that heterosexual marriages are the best way to accomplish this.
They'll say there are many traditional marriages that are very unfaithful and abusive, and many same-sex marriages and even polyamorous relations that are very loving and caring. Generally, the most radical progressives will say there are no rules for what relationships are good or bad, as long as there is consent, care, and respect. As long as these qualifications are met, any form of a relationship could be good. You could have 2 men, 2 women, or a community of 67 people with 1 representative from each of the 67 genders.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Zoomer went to the Misha Petrov School of fear-mongering about non-binary people. Really? Are we really still doing these annoying 6-7 memes? Granted, I probably shouldn't talk, as I grew up with, it's over 9,000! But everything about those set of numbers is just brain rot at this point. Now, to address this point, while it is true that any relationship can be good as long as there is consent, care, and respect, that doesn't mean progressives think that boundaries should be ignored. This is a straw man of the progressive position to justify his homophobia.
But in reality, traditionalists have never claimed that form determines faithfulness. Traditionalists always acknowledge that there are many monogamous heterosexual marriages that are still unhealthy for this or that reason. We don't believe form determines faithfulness, but we do believe form can determine unfaithfulness, meaning there is no form of relationship that will guarantee it's healthy and good, but there are some forms of relationship that are simply bad in and of themselves.
Kid Runway, the shock value that conservatives use to justify their homophobia landing in 5, 4, 3, 2...
Even if there are a lot of good things in a relationship, like consent, care, and respect, it's possible for the relationship to be bad simply by virtue of its form. Progressives will challenge that, but one example it's very hard for them to question is incest.
Surprised you went with incest instead of pedophilia, which is what evangelicals love to point to when attacking same-sex relationships. This is the part of Zoomer's video where everything goes off the rails.
Let's say you have a same-sex relation between 2 brothers. That's not going to produce any deformed offspring, and it's possible for such a relationship to be completely consensual. So from the progressive point of view, how could you say that that's bad? They would either have to admit that such a relationship could be good, which almost none of them would be willing to do, or they would have to admit that it's bad simply by virtue of its form, and they are thereby refuting their entire paradigm. That form doesn't determine faithfulness.
Remember earlier when he warned against changing definitions? Because Zoomer himself just pulled an equivocation fallacy by changing the definition. Earlier in the same video, he implied that benevolent love is inherently good, and yet, by comparing... Hey everybody, it's Danny.
The frustrated historian.
It's Danny.
And I love this dude's channel. Water.
Quit it. Are you serious?
She's so brave, she's well behaved. She
Somebody didn't want old ants. Oh yeah. Dun dun dun. Ah, Kimi wa
Control. Take those zones and hold them to your last breath. Enemy claimed Zone A. You captured Zone C. Double down. You captured Zone B. You have zone advantage. Fire team that fights together.
那些来到一起诉说了，那些来到我的散了的。Oh, I accidentally paused my song. 就在飘啊，雨雨呢，我所谓的在没在now。Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tick tock.
Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. Two for one. Now make it rain.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah. Dun, dun.
Zone B lost.
Damn. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
You captured Zone B. Zone advantage is yours.
Keep me going wild.
Strength in numbers, guys. Excellent. Double down.
Yo. What's up?
5 minutes remain. A strong start. Fight on.
Die.
You captured Zone A. That's a power play. You took them. Now hold them. Zone A lost.
Killing them dead. No sense.
I've seen enough. I'm calling this one. Victory imminent. Victory is all I ask. Good.
Yeah.
Zones controlled. Targets eliminated. Nice work.